of another great journey for the IAFF. I want to tell you that I am so proud to be here back in Iowa, where 4 years ago we decided to make a decision to weigh in and help determine who should lead this country. We didn't want to listen to any polls, and we didn't want to listen to any Washington policy gurus or political pundits. We wanted to make a decision ourselves on who we thought could lead, who was ready to be elected, and who was electable. And all of you went out across this great state, members of your neighborhoods, in service to your communities, being able to talk to your friends and family and know how to work those caucuses. And I think we were in no small part of history in showing exactly what we can do in this political arena. When we took John Kerry from 4% in September all the way through Iowa, New Hampshire, to the Democratic nomination, and within a few thousand votes in Ohio of being the President of the United States. And yesterday, the International Executive Board, on behalf of and with the 281,000 of all of you that serve your communities across this great country of ours, has made another decision. And we made a decision not allowing those outside of Iowa or New Hampshire to tell us who is likely to win. We made a decision on who we thought should be the next nominee, who should be the next President of the United States. We made a decision on who's got the experience and the skills and the strong leadership to be able to lead this country in tough times. We measured our decision looking back on accomplishments. Who was the candidate who didn't just support our effort? Who was the candidate that knew how to get things done? Who authored the Fire Act and brought it through the legislative process? Who authored the Safer Act to put more firefighters on our rigs so that every one of you can ride safe and do the tough job you're asked to do every day as safely as possible? I'll tell you who that person was. That person was Senator Chris Dodd. Now looking back is one thing. You got to measure a person's character. Do they know how to get a job done? Do they know how to bring people together? Do they know how to go across political aisles on behalf of the American people? Do they have the skills to know how to reestablish our moral standing in the international community that has been so destroyed over these last 7 years? And so we look back and measure our candidate on accomplishment, on what he knows how to get done. And then we say, regardless of the polls today, and regardless of the campaign funds, and regardless of the pundits and the prognosticators that are far too often wrong this time of the year than they are possibly right, and we made our decision that we're going to support the candidate that should be the next President of the United States. And with all of our work and all of your help, working in your communities, talking to your neighbors, using the good trust that you've earned, using the admiration and the recognition that comes with our job, and knowing exactly how the caucus process works better than any political gurus that can come in from outside of this state, you're going to help Iowans make that decision, because it's Iowans, you, that will make that decision in December leading up to January on a cold Tuesday night. And so I can tell you that this IAFF is going to be on the ground, and as we say sometimes in the street, we're going to be here with everything it takes, money, marbles, and chalk, and all of the great work of all of our members here in West Des Moines and Des Moines and all across this great state. And we are going to win the caucuses in January. We're going to win the primaries in New Hampshire. We're going to win the nomination in August, and we're going to elect the next President of the United States, our candidate, the Firefighters candidate, Senator Chris Dodd.
Jack Reed. Jack, where'd you go? Jack, good to see you again, my dear friend, and good to be out in West Des Moines. Good to be with Iowa Firefighters. Good to be with Harold Shakeberger. We're going on to win. I couldn't thank you enough for the support and endorsement that the IAFF has given me in this campaign and given us that boost. So thank you immensely for it. I'm deeply proud to be associated with a remarkable organization. I said to Harold earlier, and I say this to all of you here and those that you represent across the state and across this nation, the 281,000 firefighters and emergency medical personnel and others. The reason I want to be associated with you is because of what you represent. I don't know of another group of public servants in the United States that are as respected and admired as much as firefighters are, as first responders. You're trusted, you're valued, the character you bring to your communities, the determination, the readiness, the risks you take on behalf of all of us every single day is something I'm deeply, deeply proud to be associated with today. I'd be a little remiss in standing before you if I didn't also recognize that last night a couple of your members lost their lives in a place not far away from where I live, in New England. In Boston, 2 firefighters, Cahill and Payne, gave their lives last night in trying to protect people in a restaurant that burned. 7 others are hospitalized today because of those efforts. Harold has told me that this year alone, I think there have been 5 incidences where multiple deaths have occurred of firefighters. Every single day in America, every single day, members of the International Association of Firefighters put their lives at risk every day, and too many are lost every day. But we admire you, we care about you, and I'm going to fight for you as long as I'm in public life, and as your president, I'll stand with you. Admire what you do. I'll tell you this, I'm proud to have been associated with this organization over the years, and standing up on behalf of yourself, but more importantly, as you would tell me, the communities you try to effectively serve every single day. And so I'm proud that I wrote the Fire Act, and that $64 million have come back to the state of Iowa in equipment and training assistance that the departments have needed in order to meet their obligations, so you could do your job safely and effectively for the people of this state. I'm proud to have authored the SAFER bill, which tries to put more personnel on your rigs, so you're out there doing a job again more safely and more effectively on behalf of the communities of this state and others across the country. But this campaign is not about the past. It's not about rewarding behavior or actions in the past, as proud as I am to have been associated with those efforts. When I asked Harold Shakeberger months ago, what are you interested in? What's the criteria? What are you looking for in a candidate? He said, we have an obligation. I'll quote him exactly. He said, we have an obligation, we firefighters, to our members and to the larger community of the United States to use our good judgment to pick a candidate who will represent our interests, fight and stand up for middle-class values and families in this country, will bring people together in the United States, who is trustworthy, who can lead, and will do so with confidence and optimism to restore our faith at home and our prestige around the world. We're looking to the future. We care about the past, but we care more about the future. And if you can meet those criteria, if we believe you're the right candidate, you'll have our support. I can't tell you how honored I am to have stood with every other candidate before the various forums across this country, in front of your fellow members of firefighters, and to receive the unanimous endorsement of the IAFF. I won't forget it. I'll be on your side, have been, and I'll stay there.